Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. And now, celebrating 15 years of broadcasting, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, whether you're tuning in on the radio dial here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM or WYADonline.com. We're glad you all could join us. Also, those tuning in to online affiliates around the world, including iHeartRadio and Conversations Radio Network. We're glad you all could join us as well. I'm excited to welcome Belinda Trotter-James to our program today. She's going to talk to us not only about her journey as a business owner, but also what it's been like for her to build her own brand and help other businesses and individuals to build their own profiles as well. If you're just hearing about the work that Belinda does, I'll let you guys know at the end of our segment how you can stay connected with her. But Belinda, hello to you and welcome to the program.
Hi, hello everyone. Thank you so much for having me and having me on the show and having me share all my wealth of information.
Glad to do it. Belinda, let's begin by kind of talking about the reflection on the journey for you, because you've been able to, as I said, been able to build not only your own brand, but also to be able to help others to be able to do the same thing. What has that been like for you to be able to have that dual purpose you've been able to do of seeing your own dreams become realized, but also helping others fulfill their own?
You know, it's definitely been a journey, and I started out as a model, and as you know, sometimes modeling can be a really difficult road to travel, well, you know, like other careers, but this one in particular, because there's no one really out there to show you the ropes or guide you. You know, the misconception is that, if I give you this information, then, you know, you may take that job, you know, or assignment or go see or whatever away from me. And that's just not the case at all. So it's been that kind of journey where I had to just keep moving forward. And in moving forward, different doors open. So I need the audience to understand that you just have to keep moving forward. And as you do that, opportunities will present themselves. So I started producing pageants and fashion shows for girls that wanted to get into the industry, and not just producing the shows, but they had to come to workshops so they know how to walk, how to do their hair, how to do the makeup. And it's important that they know how to do that, because sometimes you show up at fashion shoots and photo shoots and the makeup artist doesn't show up. So what do? You know, now you have to know how to do your own makeup, or else that whole day is just gone. So, you know, from there, just one thing led to another, and I was writing the articles, flyers to go in certain newspapers, and one of the publishers said, well, you know, I'm gonna pay you $25 to write an article about, you know, what you do, the fashion shows and stuff. And I'm thinking, right, $25, that's not much, you know. Would you have taken the job for $25? It's only one article a week. That's it.
Yeah.
So I took the job. You know why? Because I knew it reached millions of people. Because it reached millions of people, you see, there's the door that opened that I didn't even know was there. Then the other door that opened was the publisher for a magazine, a national magazine, was looking for an editor. And I'm like, me, an editor? But, hey, I went to school for secretarial science. What do we do all day? We write, and we write some more. So it was perfect. Fashion and writing, perfect. He hired me, and long story short, it was for Word Up publication, Word Up, Rap Masters. We did 2 Hype, but I was still in the fashion. I was like, please let me do a fashion magazine. So he said, okay, let's do a hair magazine. And that hair magazine that I created is Hype Hair. And Hype Hair is like 20 years, 30 years later, still one of the number 1 hair magazines in the country. I'm no longer with them, but my ideas and, you know, everything is still in there, you know. So that's my baby. I'm so proud of that magazine. Right. But it still wasn't the magazine I wanted to, you know, publish. So that's where I came up with Modelocity Online Magazine, and that's for models and entertainers that's trying to get into the entertainment industry.
Yeah, and we'll get more into that later for sure. Belinda, I want to go back, though, to how you began, and that is, of course, starting off with modeling. I think, for anyone who has an idea of what they want to do with their life or have a goal for themselves, it all begins with the desire to be able to go for it. Where do you think that tenacity comes from to, even though you may meet challenges, to keep going in spite of that?
You have to, first of all, you just have to love it. So if you don't love it, you're not going to stay with it. Then you have to stay around people that have the same goals and dreams as you do. So if you're around people that don't have the same goals and dreams, they'll put seeds in your head, you can't, you're not going to make it in that one. Oh, it's too many people trying to get in there, and it just keeps eating away at your confidence. And when it eats away at your confidence, and then you see the manifestation of you not getting a go-see or it's not working out, then you tend to get frustrated, and then you quit, or you flip-flop, or it's just a hobby now, so you got to figure out what you want. So, I have some people that they send me their photos and stuff, and their selfies, or their photos, right. And the cat is in the background, or they're in the bathroom and the robe is hanging up, and it's like, is this a hobby or is it a career? So once you figure that out, then you'll be able to build your confidence up to be around people that's in the same industry, and then when you do that, you're able to succeed a little better than others that just flip-flop.
For sure. You mentioned the evolution you kind of went through from being able to be an editor, then, of course, with the magazine, and now, of course, with Modelocity, which we're going to talk more about. I think the other side of that is, as you've been able to do that work, you've been able to stay true to what you do love, to what you are passionate about. Do you think that is really the key for your longevity, Belinda, the fact that regardless of what you're doing, whether you are writing or speaking or, having conversations like this, that it's still all centered around things that you are passionate about?
My friend Daniel Green, he's a celebrity makeup artist. He just said something to me the other day that makes so much sense. He said, you have to have a job in order to support your career. You have to eat. You have to be able to pay your bills. And you can't do that if you have a career that's going nowhere because you don't know what to do or you're not around the right people. So now you're really double frustrated. So you have to have a job. And I had temp jobs. Temp jobs allowed me to not be with a company, that where I had to be there every day, and the hours were not flexible. I needed those flexible schedules so that I can go to auditions or go-sees. And then, when you get that paycheck from that job, you can eat. You can get a phone service. You can get the latest, photo shoots. Not the latest, but you can pay for a photo shoot because you're going to need photos. So you can pay for a photo shoot so you can go out and to these interviews or go-sees with the right tools. So you need that job, and you need a flexible job until that career blows up to the point where you can be self-sufficient, and now you can really do what you love. But it's a process, and it's a journey.
Right. And we're going to talk about one of the keys to that process, Belinda, that being patience here in a bit. I want to say for those who are just tuning in on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome Belinda Trotter-James to our program today. We're talking with her not only about the brand she's been able to build, but also the journey she's kind of been on to get to where she is today, and now she's helping other people to get to where they want to go as well. So let's talk about the patience, because that is something that I see, Belinda, people do not have a lot of, especially when it comes to setting goals for themselves and realizing that it is a marathon and not a sprint. What is it that kept you focused but also realistic along the way as to where you wanted to go but also the path to getting there?
you know what? It was what. It's almost like I looked at my life. I'm like, all right, we're going to be hopefully on this earth for about 100 years. So if I did everything at age 28, I'm going to get bored. What else am I going to do for the rest of those years? And I think that's why it's a journey. I think that's why it's a process. It's almost like the Wizard of Oz. You know, she had the power within her all the time to go home. But she didn't know that. She had to go through the process. She had to go through the journey. And she had to meet people along the way that can help her. So, you know, it depends on how serious you are about wanting to do this. Is it just about the fame? Is it about the fortune you can make? Is it about being liked and loved and having celebrity status? What is it that's driving you to go for this career with all the negative things that you're going to run into? And know that you are going to be tested. And those tests are going to show you if this career is the career that you really want.
Yeah. And that's it. And, you know, as I mentioned, you've been able to learn that for yourself, but also you now are sharing that with your clients. I mean, how difficult has it been for you to get them to realize, Belinda?
Oh, my God. It's still difficult, you know. It seems like, and I want to just focus right now on the modeling industry. It seems like the girls and guys just want to be in the show. They don't want to have to go to school. They don't want to have to go to someone, to speak to someone to learn the ropes or anything. And that's why I came out with my book, 108 Rules of Modeling, because girls will come to me and say, oh, how do you get into the career? That's an all-day conversation, you know, and it's just not possible for me to stand there all day with you and tell you how to get into the modeling career. And then if I did spend all day with you like that, you wouldn't be able to absorb every single thing that I have, you know, to share with you. And you're going to come across certain situations. You may not remember what to do. So in the book, everything in bite-sized pieces. It's 108 rules. So this way, when you come upon a situation, a bell should go off in your head. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, my God, that's rule number 55 in the book, you know. And you know exactly what to do. You know exactly what to say, you know, on how to get out of that situation. And then if you still have to call me for a consultation or to talk about, you know, what's your next move, at least you're saying to me, Belinda, this happened at an audition, and I didn't know what to do. The person said this, the person said that. Now we get into real situations that you can be able, you know, to remember what to do next time. And that's so important. And it's in bite-sized pieces so that you remember them. Let me tell you something. I was a Mary Kay consultant. That was one of my side jobs to support my career. And I won the car. So what was good about that training is that Mary Kay taught us everything, or she told us everything the person would say, all the, you know, negative things about makeup or skincare. She taught us everything they would say, and she told us exactly how to reply. It was like magic. This girl, the main line we were supposed to say is, oh, would you like a facial? So this record executive said to me, oh, does it look like I need a facial? Well, I don't know if you watched the Flintstones, but remember when Fred was, somebody insulted him and he turned into like your thumb, you know? He went from this big guy and just shrunk to nothing. And that's how I felt. So see, now you feel defeated. Now you feel frustrated. Now you feel that you can't do this. And that's why you have to have people that you can go to, that you can now say, this is what happened. What should I have done? So I went to Mary Kay and did just that. This is what should have happened. Oh, would you like to have a facial? Why? Do it look like I need a facial? No, it doesn't. It looks like you use quality products. And I have Mary Kay Cosmetics, and I want to see if these products are, just as good as the products you may be using on your face. I just want to take a short survey. When would you like to have an appointment with me? Friday at 2 or Thursday at 1? No frustration. You know exactly what to say. You know exactly what she was going to say. She was going to tear your confidence up. You just spent years building it up. And here she comes with that negative comment just to take you down. You have to know what to say. You have to know how to reply. And if you don't go to people that's in your industry that's been there, that can teach you the ropes, that can show you, look, you are going to go through this. When you do, come back to me and let me know what you did, So that's why it's so important for you to, love what you do, or just stay, persistent, or just be around people. That's the most important thing I can just say today, is just be around people that's in your same field of career, whatever it is that you want to do, because they'll steer you in the right direction.
Right. Well, one of the things that you're doing that shows that you're in the right direction, Belinda, as people are following you on social media, and they can find you, of course, mainly through Modelocity. We'll be reminding them of that at the end of our segment here. But one of the things that I noticed, of course, that you were celebrating 30 years in the business. I mean, I think, for anyone who's looking to be able to have any type of success or any type of longevity, of course they would want to go to someone who's been able to have just that, and that's what people are able to do from you, whether they're learning from you, of course, just by your example or through conversations like this, or even through what you've been able to do, including with Modelocity magazine and then even with the books. When people hear your name, what is it that you hope your name is equated with?
I hope it's equated with Belinda is the person to go to if you need answers on how to move forward in your career. It's like, oh, you need to know that? Oh, Belinda. Oh, you need to know this? Oh, Belinda. That's what I want, because there was no one there for me like that. How you talk to people, oh, who's your mentor? I didn't have that. And I don't know, maybe it was meant for me not to have that, And it seems like I took all types of detours to get to where I am today. And I think that's because I had a strong faith in myself and in my angels and in God taking care of me, and knowing from going to different, churches, worship, places of worship, that everything is taken care of, and you don't hear that. That's something that's strange to the human ear. What do you mean everything is already laid out? Your life is laid out. What do you mean don't worry? Every time I worried, every time I did an event and I worried about, oh, my God, where's this person? And that person isn't there. And, oh, my God, the tickets aren't ready. And I did all this worry, and at the end of the day, everything went like clockwork. Everything, right. If you plan it out right, everything just went smooth. I mean, no mistakes, nothing. And at the end of the event, my body would break down because I was in such a state of worry and, oh, my God, making sure everything goes right. My name is on the line. Everything turned out fine. And I've seen that every single time. And every time I asked or prayed for something, I didn't get it right away, but I got it. It kind of like just dropped in my lap. No, you're not going to hear that from nobody. And when you have problems, what humans tend to do is to rush into the problem. Oh, my God, who do I call? What do I do? And you're busy flooding your mind with worry that you don't get a chance to hear that inner voice. You have that inner voice that's always with you, and people don't get a chance to sit and listen to it. So the advice I got was to sit still. And I'm thinking, what kind of advice is that? I got this problem or this challenge or this situation, and you want to tell me to sit still? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, But I tried it. Tried a situation. I sat still. I was like, okay, what should I do? And I sat quietly for about 5 minutes, and the answer came. The next time I tried it, the answer didn't come right away. It came while I was driving, and I'm like, oh, no, I don't want the answer to come down driving because I wanted to write it down. So
right.
It works. You have to sit your behind still and let that inner voice tell you exactly what you need to do. And so because we weren't taught this in school or we weren't taught it at a workshop or whatever, I said, I'm going to find a magazine that does this, and I can refer it to people because that's what I do. I refer stuff. Anytime I find something good, I'm on the phone telling people about it, But I didn't find it. And I was like, wow, well, if it's not out there, I think that means I'm supposed to do it. And that's how Modelosity was born, because I wasn't seeing the information out there. I was still seeing girls and guys being scammed because they're trying to chase a dream, and people are, they see that. So they want to take advantage of that and take your money and stuff. So I wanted to be able to create this monthly magazine because they need information every day, but I can't do nothing every day. So once a month, you can get this magazine, and it has bite-sized pieces of information in it that you need to know as you go along your journey, your career,
And we're going to let our audience know how they can be able to stay connected with you and the magazine, Belinda. I want to say, for those who are just tuning in, you've been listening to Conversations Live. My guest for this segment has been Belinda Trotter-James. We've been talking to her not only about the building of her brand, but also the building of the lifestyle she's been able to have for herself, but also be able to share with those that she's been able to work with, including those who are readers of the magazine you just heard her talking about, Modelosity. So, Belinda, let our audience know, how can they stay connected with you?
I'm on social media I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. And either it'll say Modelosity Online, Modelosity, or it'll say Belinda James or Belinda Trotter-James.
So make sure you all definitely stay connected with her. Go ahead.
I forgot the website. That's the most important one. It's modelosityonline.com. If you don't know how to spell Modelosity, I also have iModel News. That's kind of easy for you to remember. So it goes to the same site. And that's where we just go to fashion shows and stuff, and we just interview everyone at the fashion show. We interview the designers and stuff. So that's called iModel News. But it'll take you to the website where you can see the books. I have books for full-figured women, too. I did the Miss Big Beautiful Doll pageant for about 7 years back in the 80s. And now everybody, is doing a big beauty pageant, which is wonderful. So I have Vivica A. Fox in the book, and the comedian Lunell, and they talk about their journey as well. And we have a teacher that even went through the bypass surgery and to get rid of the weight. And she said that when she lost the weight, she lost friends because now she wasn't the ugly duckling or the biggest one in the room anymore, So that was a really good story as well. But yeah.
All right, so make sure you all are definitely staying connected then with Belinda. As she mentions, you can find her on social media or through the website. We'll make sure that we link that for you guys that are joining us for the podcast. Belinda, congratulations to you, and thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much, and Happy New Year.
Hey, same to you, Belinda, and we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live today. Let's make it a great one.